And welcome back to 100 Girlfriends Season 2, Episode 10. I was like, I had to count it for a second because Crunchyroll still does this is episode 22 according to them. But Season 2, Episode 10, May's introduction. So yay, we finally got the whole seasons with the girlfriends now. We're finally here. And yeah, we got a brand new title out of this one. It's Pika Boy Meets Girl, so not even using May's name or the hide and seek name or anything like that. Just completely made up new episode title. But let's get some introductions out of the way before we jump into this. I'm Moonlight150, and I cover everything 100 Girlfriends here on the channel in case you're new here and you're somehow just finding this video. I'm going to be doing just a slightly different version of the reaction, because I am someone who's caught up on the manga, so I may discuss manga spoilers, differences between the manga and the anime, so beware of that if you're weary of spoilers. So if you're not caught up on the manga and you actually care about spoilers, go read the manga and then come back and watch my videos, because I also cover every new chapter that comes out. So yeah, I think that is it. Let's get to the episode, because now we're in the home stretch, because after this it's just kind of the season finale, and we'll have to discuss that at the end of the video. But usually I have manga decks in the episode pulled up over on my other monitor here, but manga deck seems to be down right now. It doesn't seem to load, or at least it only loads a couple pages and doesn't load everything, so I'm going to be going blind. I'm going to have to go completely off memory here. And these two chapters that they're covering, both May's introduction and the hide and seek chapter, I haven't read too many times, so hopefully this thing loads. It's loading right now. It's just kind of spinning, and we'll have to see if it loads by the time we get any farther in. Oh, a couple pages did load, so that's something at least. But yeah, let's get into the episode. 42.195 kilometer jog. They weren't that specific. Oh, they were. Cool. Like, what's so specific about 42.195? Editor Moonlight, put in right here. What does that mean? Like, is that something specific? And we got the wind. My bangs! My bangs! Oh, other bangs! The often ignored lower bangs. But my bangs! And there's the all-killer sign. The live footage, what? And it's going in for the attack. What's with the live footage in the corner? Oh, hey. Well, you deserved it. You deserve that. Okay, that is, I know for a fact that's not in... Yeah, that was not in the manga at all. That is completely anime original. And that's the closest we're ever going to see to May's eyes. So that makes me think now, with the Love God appearing in this episode and it's anime exclusive, has the Love God now appeared more in the anime more than he has appeared in the manga? But your bangs! That's an interesting question. I think so now because of that inclusion. Yeah, he's now technically appeared more in the anime than he has in the manga, at least in regards to where the story is. Interesting. Second only to my bangs. And phew. Yeah, I heard the sound effect in the May preview, and it's definitely a different sound effect than I envision. Because the way they write it in the manga, it's a FSH, so it's a psh. That's always how I kind of imagined it. Like, let's go back real quick to hear that sound effect. Hold on. Yeah, it's like you know, like that. But no, whenever I hear the like, I'm just getting into sound effects now. You guys don't want to hear me make sound effects in the microphone. Look at little Pentaro. The anime only still don't know who he is. Bye. Yeah, that is like instant transmission. Who told you that? No one's seen her. A G-cup, just like me. A high schooler with G-cups. Oh, that's like a completely different face. Oh yeah, look at that. Like, the face is completely different she makes there. All I see in May's outfit is like, oh, it must be so hot in that thing. Wait. Wait. That was the manga, right? No, wait. That was not in here at all. Hold on. Misdirection. Yeah. Oh, there's no mention of Nakamura in the manga. Actually, I don't think we've ever seen him. Like, physically, granted, they blurred him out. But we've never seen a blurred out Nakamura before. We've seen Nozawa, the illustrator, but not the author. This is reading Korokor's basketball as a high schooler. Maybe where our writer got it from. Now he's just calling it our writer. The show is meta as hell. Mega misdirection. Oh my god, the girlfriend he couldn't say what in. The final episode. Nope. That's fun. They adapted that more to the anime than the manga, because the manga he just kind of rips the page. That's fun. What was that Persona 5 cut in right there? It exceeded G. Yay, smug Karane! The flower, little dog. Moon. I don't get the moon. Peacock makes sense, but... Okay, they called it a nappy there. The diaper. Drop the weapon, ma'am. Actually, I need to flip over to the next page. Hopefully it loads. Come on, manga decks. How am I supposed to see your underwear? You don't. What's with the glasses? Does she actually make that? Does she actually say that with... Manga Dex is not loading the chapter. But I don't remember her like using like a little voice modulator thing to sound like Rentaro. Aw, why'd they do that off camera? I wanted to see everyone throb. Come on, Manga Dex, load the chapter. Oh, they went right to Iku and Mei's hiding spot. There's none of that little preamble of Iku looking. Oh, is it loading? There was like this whole thing with Iku looking up and it's like, oh, that looks like a pain in the ass to hide. That would have been so good. Why'd they cut that? And then it was already Mei was up there. So that would have been really cool. Like, you have the Iku actually go find the spot and Mei's already up there. That would have been a good gag. Why'd they cut that? They're already both up here. Ah, yes. This scene. The perpetual horny seed garden. God damn. Oh, chapter's finally loading. Okay, some of the pages, not all of the pages. Oh yeah, so I can point out on this little page right here, one of them that loaded. Oh, multiple are loading. Okay, now I can double check the voice thing. Hold on. Behind the prize winner. So it looks like, okay, I'll show it here on the manga panel, but it looks like she just says it because you can see the speech bubble right there. And it looks like she just adds it like she says that. And the special prize for the ultimate winner will be a kiss from me. So it wasn't like a voice modulator. She just kind of said it. So the anime added to being like a voice modular. Interesting. And yeah, look at this throb scene. Like, wouldn't that have been great to see? Why'd they have to do that? Save on drawing all the girls. But yeah, okay, yeah. The next page, you see Hahari and Mei and Iku. And then even Kasuri and Mimimi here, they all like discussing like going and hiding. They completely cut that. Okay, I want to go back to the hiding thing because more pages loaded. But yeah, it was a great setup with Iku being hiding up above there because Rentaro walks by and we see just Iku and we're like, oh, Iku is doing this thing because she wants to be a painful, annoying hiding spot. And then Iku's like, yeah, this is a great hiding spot. And then cut to the gag later of like, oh, Mei is also here. So, yeah, the joke was almost kind of ruined by... Well, I wouldn't say ruined, but just less interesting when you see both Iku and Mei already up there. So, Yeah, it's kind of a weird cut or change. Oh, there's the volume extra where they're doing the little talking game. I forget what it's called. Okay, wait. That begs the question for me. They were just talking, like they were playing their little voice game, their little word game, and then they immediately fell asleep before they got found. That doesn't make any sense. They just immediately fell asleep, and Kasuri is like way tiny here. What are these size proportions? Did more pages load yet? Okay, the couple more did. Yeah. So it makes sense. Like here in the manga, you see that they go into the chem lab and they hide in a little drawer in the cabinet, but they're already asleep. But in the volume extra, we see them playing their little game, showing, oh, it was some time before Rentaro found them, so they were playing their little game to pass the time. But here, they're trying to include both things, and so it kind of leads to this awkward thing of, here they are playing their game, you know, exercise, indeed, depressant, eh? Or depressant, yep. And then all of a sudden, they come walking up, and all of a sudden, oh, now we're asleep. So that's a version of including the volume extra that doesn't actually work. Unless you're saying that they played that word game in their sleep. God, Kazuri's small here. Yay! Box full of non-issues. Yay, there's that panel. At least they kept that. Booby nom. She suck on my booby. You know, it's weird almost seeing them like as a group like this, just hanging out like, in the school. Like, we see that so little now. It's like, I want to see this now with like the 32 of them just hanging out in a school hallway doing something. I'm guessing the reason why they don't anymore is because it's just be too many people. No, I'm not used to the vice principal just talking. Her voice is so weird. Can you tell because I'm drooling? And quick kiss. Catch her off guard. Why are you mumbling to yourself? The fucking faceless. What? How does that? Nah, I like the. There wasn't even a sound that time. Alright, let's get that. And credit scene? No. Okay. So yeah, there we go. We have Mei's introduction and the hide and seek. So, is the next one Mei-san's Great Gift Defensive? It is. Okay. So we'll have to see later this week if we get this, if you want to call it filler chapter. And I can't even click on it because Manga Dex isn't loading. Okay, and I left the chapter, dang it. So time to go based off memory. Great. But yeah, this seems almost the most altered chapter so far, from so much cut with regarding the hide and seek. Not so much from the actual Mei introduction itself. That seemed pretty intact, but there was just so much, like, I guess the word would be preamble, like just setup. I mean, this part right here, where she's pretending to be Rentaro, wearing glasses and using a voice modulator to raise the stakes. Like, will receive a kiss from me. That's a fun addition. I like that. But there was so much lost in the, I guess, not communication, but like just dialogue between other girlfriends, because you had all of these panels here of them like talking with one another, bickering or getting along or whatever, before Rentaro comes along and finds them. And it adds to their dynamic of these girlfriends interacting with one another. Like the Kurumi and the Hahari bickering banter. We didn't see any, but Kasuri and Mimimi, I think they talked a little bit. I wish I could double check the manga pages right now, but it's not loading. But I think they talked a little bit before they decide, hey, let's hide together. And so a lot of that was missing from this. And the biggest one is this one right here I have on screen right now, the whole Iku and Mei scene, where I don't know if I want to call it the punchline, but something was missing from the whole setup, as I pointed out earlier. But there was this whole sequence of Iku being like, oh yeah, this is a great hiding spot, and it's going to be an absolute pain. And there was this whole scene of Iku being proud of herself that she's found this hiding spot, and Rento's right there below her. And all of a sudden, it's like there's this gag of you just cut to the side and Mei is already there. But in here, Mei and Iku automatically see each other, and they're like, there's not even a divide. I think even in the, it's not loading right now. I'll put it here in the editor here, but I think there's even like a divide in the rooftop, so they wouldn't see each other right at first. But here, you can see it, that there is no divide. They're right next to each other. Come on, Manga Dex. I have to be able to get your pages later to edit this. So yeah, this whole Iku scene was kind of lost. It was like a great, like, little just standalone Iku scene with a nice little punchline of, May's already beat you to this. May's already doing this. But no, they're already here. That's kind of a shame. And then let's go to back what I was going to go originally. But this whole scene doesn't make sense now. Because here they are doing this word game. What's it called? I don't want to go to another page. I don't want to go to the volume extras because they won't load. I think it's called like Shigatori or something like that. I'll put a note here after I figure out what the name of that word game is. But we're supposed to believe they're doing this, saying daytime cold medicine, and then all of a sudden Rentaro finds them and they're sleeping. So no, it makes more sense from the volume extra standpoint that they've been waiting a while Rentaro was trying to find them, that they did this game, and then eventually they fell asleep. But here, it's almost like they fell asleep, like, hold on, immediately. Like, I catch that on my mic. So, it makes more sense that they would have included that at the end of the episode, like, action as an actual extra, like it was in the volume extras. Like, they put at the end of the credits, and then it says, like, at the bottom, while waiting for Rentaro to find them, it's like, and they do their little game. Granted, there'd be no punchline, like those things kind of do, but it would have made more sense. But no, here, we're playing this word game, and all of a sudden, we're asleep now, and Rentaro finds us. So, yeah, okay, I've gone off way too much a tangent I was not expecting. Shizuka and Nano were pretty much exactly the same, except for we didn't see them discussing going to go find it. They just happened to be in the library and be in the box, and this scene's great. It's like, if I was a YouTuber that sticks my giant face in thumbnails, that's what I would be using for the thumbnail. If it's like, but don't worry, I won't subject you to that. I don't like sticking my face in thumbnails. This one played pretty much exactly as is. Was everyone in that shot? Okay, cool. Most of the pages have loaded now. Yeah. It's just not as dynamic, I guess. It's kind of like in the manga, it's a bit more pushed in the back. Here it's a little bit more forward. I love the face Nano's making. And Shizuka. And then they find Kame. And everything else here pretty much plays out the same way. Although this part here where they're like praising Mei seems like it went on longer than the manga. Then the whole thing where he doesn't have his face there is hilarious. But I do prefer what Zune said here with, there wasn't even a sound that time. And where he just says, without a sound. I need to look at what 7C said. But overall, it's still good, but it definitely feels like now the most altered episode. Like, there is scenes completely missing. Yeah, so we're going to be wrapping up here in the season. We have 2 more episodes. We only have 1 more filler, and that's Mei-san's Great Gift Offensive, and then the rest is just the Tsundere Loss. So it's going to be interesting. Does Tsundere Loss take up 2 whole episodes? Or what the Discord has now brought up, this conspiracy theory that works in line with the Chinese rumor that I talked about in a previous video, where apparently they moved the I love you speech to the end. So what will happen that'll be like the last 15 minutes of the season where they throw that at the end, which would mean that they would have to alter that chapter to include Mimi and Mei because that chapter technically happened before those 2 were introduced. So it's definitely within the realm of possibility, but would they actually go that far and do that? That's the big question. So the way I almost see it now, back to 3 possibilities, I just don't see them doing Mei-san. like the Great Gift. I feel like, because remember how I pointed out in the where they're looking at the sunset, and remember how I brought up how when May wasn't introduced yet, and they just had that little statue thing there where May is now. That was the thing from the Great Gift Offensive. So I feel like maybe that's just a shout out to that, because they cut it from the season, but they wanted to give it a little shout out at least. So I see that's possible. So I feel like either Tsundere Loss is going to be either a full 2 episodes, or we're going to get that change where we're going to have that speech at the very end of the season. And I feel like we're also going to have to repeat the what they did at the end of last season, where we get this little montage of future girlfriends. So that's going to be awesome to see, and I can't wait for that. But anyway, I rambled long enough because I didn't realize how much I was going to ramble about the changes of this episode. But I will see you guys on the next video, and we got to catch up on some chapters this week. Finally, we're back from break week. We're back. So I'll see you all in the next video.